I have another question.
Is this question going to make me feel better?
No, it's going to make me feel better. In one of the one of the workshop, you told us how to connect with the inner being. So I'm doing this statement I'm making every time. I want to open the more communication, but I don't see how.
Here's the thing that we really want you to understand, all of you. This dialogue is wonderful, and it's available to you if you want it. But if we were standing in your physical shoes, especially right now, what we really want you to hear is that feeling of yes is the best communication from your inner being that you could ever get on a moment-to-moment basis. In other words, that feeling of yes, not that feeling of fakey yes, that feeling of sincere yes, that feeling. You could feel it, couldn't you? Couldn't you feel the yeses that were real and the yeses that were iffy and the no's that were clear? Couldn't you feel it? So this is communication from your inner being. Let the communication be that range of peacefulness to exhilaration. Your communication with your inner being is about your emotional response to it. Just play with it in that way for a little while. Because the more you are feeling that way, then, you know what happens? Oh, this is so good. So we're talking about manifestations. You following? And by a manifestation, we mean what? Manifestation. Absolute manifestation. A manifestation, a pure, in the vortex child rendezvousing with Esther in a moment to let Esther know she was right there in that same pure energy. Perfect manifestation. Manifestation, rendezvous with people who say things to you. But what about the manifestation of a clear thought, of something that you maybe have never thought that clearly before, that you receive with such perfect clarity that you know that you're ready to act on it. An impulse just comes from you. You see what we're getting at? Don't wait around for your inner being to write letters with cobwebs. Don't wait. Jerry and Esther have a spider who lives on the gate in Del Mar, and Esther is certain that it's trying to communicate through letters because the web looks like it has letters in it, but so far it's some language she can't read. When you are realizing that the thoughts and impulses that come to you are manifestations too. Manifestation in the moment. The impulse or thought is a manifestation. You'll realize that you are already in clear communication with your inner being. Just don't expect to hear from your inner being when you're asking a question to which the answer is no. When you're asking a question to which the answer is no, what the real message is you're not in the receptive mode. Go eat some ice cream.
Okay.
Or whatever. You're not in the receptive mode. Do something different. Don't try to push yourself into the receptive mode. Just feel yourself in. And once you get there, then milk it. Just milk it. And then the communication comes in stronger and clearer ways. Yes?
Yes. I have one more question about, I'm doing the meditation through the CD. And what happens after a few minutes, my breath automatically just gets in whole. And it became pranayama in yoga, I'd call.
You're syncing up with the music right away, yes?
Yeah, and it happens like within few breaths, 3-4 breaths right away.
Yes.
And it goes for minutes and minutes.
Yes.
And then, it's like body or something, it breathes by itself. What is that? Just is it what it is? Just
it's communication from source.
Okay.
It's alignment. Isn't it interesting that communication from source can be a pointed idea that says, go do this right now, stop at this 7-Eleven and buy this lottery ticket, or it can be a sensation of relaxation or well-being. In other words, communication from source is always communication from source is flowing to you always. And it is the answer to everything that you've asked for to the degree that you are allowing it in the moment.
Okay.
This is the thing that we so want you to understand. Everything is always working out for you. Even when it feels like it's off. Even when it feels like it's really off. Because with the other end of everything unwanted is something really wanted. And when you get fixated on the really wanted part, then you realize the other was just part of the creation of that. You're doing extremely well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for all your teachings. I love it. I just live on the teachings. Since I came in the...
They're going to throw you out of this chair if you don't get up and go. Wait. Where are the women?
Nice to see you again.
It is nice to be seen.
Hey, good. Okay. So, okay. I've been doing a CD for 6 months. And my question is, just doing a CD alone, how much time will it take to find a consistent alignment? The first guy asked a question.
Now wait.
What can you help me do?
We can,
to get aligned?
but we're going to torch you first.
Good.
Is there in that question, how much time will it take me? How much time will it take me? How much time will it take me? In the spirit of the questions that we were asking earlier, how much time will it take me? Is there an answer that we could give you that would be satisfying? Because the question implies it isn't yet. And I want it to be now. So anything less than now is not the answer that I want to hear. But since I'm so clear that it isn't yet, then I'm setting myself up for an answer that I don't want to hear. But I thought, Abraham, that since I was asking you, that it would be all right.
That's exactly it. That's
good.
That's good.
See what we're getting at? And so, wouldn't you like to rephrase that question so that you're sure that whether you're getting it directly from us in this hot seat setting or whether you're queuing yourself up to your relationship from the vortex. You see, this is the thing that we want you to understand. All of the answers and all of the process and all the cooperative components and all of the everything that you need is right there already queued up for you. So your goal is to put yourself in the best position for receiving those answers, those inspirations as you can. And the way you do that is by focusing your mind. So how about focusing the question so that it's a sure thing? Could you ask that question in a way that it's a sure thing? What do we mean by a sure thing? A sure thing that you're going to get an answer that's going to feel good to you when you get it. So you're sitting in a room with a doctor, and he's giving you a diagnosis that you don't want to hear. And you know what he thinks. Is that a good time to say, what do you think? Terrible time to say, what do you think? Because he wants to tell you what he thinks. But what he thinks doesn't mean diddly squat, doesn't have anything to do with your vortex, doesn't have anything to do with what you're creating. So to ask him what he thinks, just shoot yourself in the foot. Be this simple. So what do you talk to the doctor about? Got any kids? I thought I heard a dog barking in the background when I was talking to you on the telephone. Do you have dogs? You have a picture of? Could I see the picture of your dogs? You have a busy day today? In other words, stay off the subject if you are pretty sure you're not going to get the answer that you want to hear. And then as the days go by, as you've done your vortex work, he volunteers what you want to hear. You see what we're getting at? Everything is that way. You can control every manifestation. You can control feedback from every person. You can control feedback from the universe. You can control feedback in everything. The universe yields to you not a reality. There are no statistics or reality that mean anything to you. The universe feeds back to you one thing and one thing only. What you want to the degree that you will allow it. Don't you love knowing this? Aren't you beginning to feel the power of who you are? In other words, you can control everything. There is nothing that is outside your ability to control. And we don't mean control in the wrestle it to the ground sense. We mean control it in the tuning your vibration to the frequency where you can only get back the feedback, the manifestational feedback that you want, you see. So what was your opening question to us? How long will it take? So you want to rephrase it?
Mm-hmm.
Since it really doesn't matter how long it takes, since I'm sure that I'm going to eventually get there, my question is, do you agree with me that I'm eventually going to get there?
Do you?
You are not the one exception in all of the universe. Absolutely. In other words, there's no question about it. But the thing is, when you make us give it to you, when you make us give it to you because you want to hear it, no matter what we say, you still don't hear it. In other words, do you know that there is not enough reassurance in the world that can be offered to someone who doesn't believe? And there's not enough negative feedback in the world to keep you from getting anything that you do believe. It's such an exhilarating thing to watch things flip in people. It surprises them. To see them not believe something and then witness the dawning of their belief. And goosebumps just come up all over you as you realize, he just got me. He's been basing what he thinks on everybody else he knows, but he just got me in my unique alignment to source and my ability to be or do or have anything that I want. You'll hear much more as we're moving forward. Good time for a segment of refreshment.